sounds of that. Wants to see the big numbers, I tell you.
And hearing better wouldn't hurt my feelings either.
Well, and being able to turn away from some of the slop when people like to play. I mean, it might not be like amazing rejection, but you know, if you could knock down a few dB of slop, it wouldn't be bad.
I have a hard time believing that, with no competition, that I would hear further distance with it, because it's going to be, considerably lower than my Omni, but eliminating competition is going to definitely be a game changer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it's going to do okay.
I think I'm all set. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I got the roll call page up here. I think the live stream's rolling. Yeah, people are in the channel. Hello. Yeah, I guess I'm all set.
Yeah, you sound good over here.
All right, get it on.
All right. Let's see here. Hello. Yeah, I was just putting my headphones on. Oh, let's get the. Oh, hello. That was weird. What the? Huh. My rotor. Hell. Huh, that's so weird. When I slam my cup on the table, when my rotor controller is off, the needle's reactive. But as soon as I turn the rotor controller on, it's, standing high noon. So that's weird. Whatever. For another day, well, welcome to Maine Sidebanders. It is yet again Thursday. I think Screwdriver had a topic about, a project that what was this, a dream project or a project you're hoping to do this year?
I actually would like to do like a realistic project of, obviously it might be a little out of reach, but, something that you actually think you might get done over the summer or at some point this year for radio. Not like, the big dream of a 300-foot tower and a, 14-element beam or anything like that, but, something realistic that you are actually going to try to do, even if it's just mine a new Cobra 19.
Okay, copy that. I'm sure most people heard you. And just going to give a quick shout-out to Joey Cheesecake. He is saying hello. He's listening from bed down in Hampton, New Hampshire. Says he's not feeling good. So Joey Cheesecake is under the weather tonight and he'll only be joining us on the internet. So, all right, excuse me. Let's get started tonight. How about Kennebec County? Who we got for stations in Kennebec County for Maine Sidebanders?
Sparkplug over here.
Hey, Sparkplug. Your signal seems a little down. I don't know if it's my imagination. Have you done anything differently?
Run my kicker with this QP and blow it up. 42.
Okay, copy that. Well, I got you an S4 Sparkplug. I can still hear you just fine, but usually you're giving me more signal. But just want to let you know I got you S4 here in New Gloucester. I don't know if you heard Screwdriver, but you got any projects that you hope to complete for the radio this year?
Actually, I do. I'm going to put up a 4-element beam here at some point.
Okay, very good. Well, anyone didn't hear that, Sparkplug in South Gardner wants to put up a 4-element beam. I think it's a good idea. 4-element is a good balance. You get a little bit more gain. It's not too directive. Like it's, in my opinion, a 4-element is it balances size and gain and directivity. You go too big, it gets too much like a laser pointer. the size gets a little cumbersome. And I think the 4-element is kind of like, in my opinion, the best of, kind of a good balance between everything. I mean, I'm running a 4-element quad here. I'm currently not on it, but that's very good, Sparkplug. So, good little project. Anyone else in Kennebec County? All right, we got no one else in Kennebec County. How about Lincoln County? What about that Lincoln County for Maine Sidebanders?
It's probably, 40-something, but yeah, that's long distance, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't get anybody. Let me try that again. Lincoln County? How about Lincoln County for Maine Sidebanders? All right, nothing heard on Lincoln County. How about Saginaw County? What about Saginaw County for Maine Sidebanders?
Clearwater, Thompson.
Hey, Clearwater, how are you over there in Topsom? What say you? Got any radio projects you want to get done this year?
No, nothing much.
What? I thought we were supposed to go over and help you with your antenna or something when it gets nice. I thought Hawkeye figured someone's got to get over there and help you with your antenna.
I'll probably do that this summer, spring.
All right. Well, when you get ready to do that, we'll get some people there to help you out, and we'll get you straightened out. How's that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
All right. And we got you at an S7 over here, Clearwater. So Hawkeye went. Those of you who don't know, Hawkeye went over to help Clearwater, and I think he's got, at least what Hawkeye's suspecting is one of his. I think Clearwater switched out and did something temporary, but the antenna that's up higher, I could be wrong, but I think there might be something going on with it, what Hawkeye suspected, but the conditions didn't permit to go climb up there, so we got to figure that out. And anyways, have we got anyone else in Saginaw County? Saginaw County for Maine Sidebanders. All right, nothing else. Saying hello to Charles West. Charles West, who's over on Facebook listening to the Maine Sidebanders. Charles, you'll have to tell us where you're from if you got a handle. Let's see here. How about Androscoggin County? What about Androscoggin County for Maine Sidebanders? All right, I'll do another call. Androscoggin County. How about Androscoggin County for Maine Sidebanders?
Yes, Swiper here in Auburn.
All right, Swiper, we got you at 9, and I think, well, you can tell them yourself, but I think we heard what your project is, but what was yours?
Yeah, I got a 4-element beam that I want to put up on the roof. It's a vertical 4-element. I really want to get that done this year.
Copy that on the 4-element. So another 4-element beam going up. Very good. We got anyone else in S9 on you, Swiper? We got anyone else in Androscoggin County? All right, not hearing anyone else in Androscoggin County. Let's jump up to Somerset County. How about that Somerset County for Maine Sidebanders?
You got the moose. The moose is on the loose.
All right, we got the moose up there in Somerset County, kind of bringing it in from the top there. Coming in at S4, Moose and Fairfield. Moose, what about you? You got any radio projects?
I got you, Harry in Newport. Harry Newport checking in, and yes, I'm going to make my 4-element beam go vertical.
I remember you telling me about it last night.
Okay, copy that, and I got the relay on Harry in Newport, and Moose is going to make the the 4-element beam go vertical. So another beam. Lots of beams going in. Hey, Moose, ask Harry real quick if he's got any radio project. Ask Harry real quick. Do the relay for me.
Harry Newport, you got any projects going on soon coming up? Yeah, you get some radio projects you can be working on here shortly.
Okay, copy that on Harry. Unfortunately, no copy direct on Harry, but we're glad that he checks in from Newport, and you know, he's making some noise. That kind of, the more people that get on, even if we can't hear you, we can get a relay, and also it kind of spreads our footprint out a little bit here. All right. What about, how about Franklin and Oxford County? What about Franklin and Oxford County for Maine Sidebanders?
505 Maine here, checking in.
Hey, TV 505, what do you got for radio projects going on?
Since I got the Browning Eagle all cleaned up and stuff, and I changed some other tubes in it, I think I'm going to head over to Bone Crushers and go through it and see what we can do about the hum that it has, and make sure that she's sending and receiving.
Copy that on the Browning Eagle project, and yeah, you know, it's funny, winter's flying by, and last winter, oh, by the way, I got you an S3 there, TV 505. I did the Cobra 2000 last winter, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and just the way things have been going, I really didn't take on a project, but I'll wait till it's my turn here. So we got anyone else in Franklin or Oxford County? Thank you for stopping by there, TV 505. We got anyone else in Franklin or Oxford County?
Yeah, you got Boss Man.
Holy moly, Boss Man with a big signal there. Boss Man, where are you? You're coming in from North J?
I'm sorry, but I'm having a lot of skip rolling there tonight up here.
Yeah, he was asking if you are in North J. Yeah, he's in North J.
All right. Copy that, Floyd. Copy that. All right. Well, Boss Man, if you can't hear me, I got a good copy on you. You got any radio projects going on this year?
Yeah, man, I can 10-5 for you till you get your amp.
Sorry about that there. We got a bunch of people in there talking, so.
Boss man, you have any radio projects you're trying to get done this year, this coming year?
Yeah, I'm going to put up probably a new crank-up tower.
Awesome, on the crank-up tower.
Yeah, that is awesome on the crank-up tower. That's real cool. Glad to hear it. Let's see. Anyone else in Franklin or Oxford County? Anyone else in Franklin or Oxford County? 029. All right, we got you 029 in Farmington on the mobile. Floyd coming in at S2. What about you there, Floyd? You got any projects planned there coming up?
Summertime project there, Radio Man. I think I'm making a squad as project.
I didn't quite hear what you said. You're going to make a what?
A squatter's radio cabin. A little squatter's radio cabin up here on top of the hill. That's for little man.
Oh, okay. So you're going to make yourself like a little mountaintop radio shack.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like out of sight, out of mind, though, too, at the same time. So, yeah, I got to do my homework.
I love it. I love it. That's an original idea. You'll have to... I'd love to see pictures when it's done.
been talked many times about doing that, something like that out at Screwdriver's Camp.
That'd be a squatter cabin.
Yeah, just a little RM water cabin, you know, just big enough to get in there and get out of the weather and have a place to hook the radio up.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually thought of that, so that's a pretty good idea. All right, we got anyone else in Franklin or Oxford County for Maine Sidebanders?
Good evening up that way, Harry. Good evening. Good to hear you in there.
I'll try one more time. We got anyone else in Franklin or Oxford County before we move on? Last call.
I'm only being quiet because I hear people, but yeah, Mr. Fix-It.
And you got that Boyd was relaying.
All right, Fix It. Well, go ahead. You got any radio projects coming up?
Well, it's kind of a radio project. I want to unplug from the grid, you know, try to do some things this summer to make it a little more independent.
Oh, boy. Oh, no more problems with radios and batteries, I hope.
No, because everything will be running on batteries then.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, very good there, Mr. Fix-It, on the off-grid radio project. Very good. You know, I got a battery in here, and I had to put some deionized water in it the other day. I was like, ooh, I should be checking this every few months. It was getting kind of low. Anyways, we got anyone else? Last call, Franklin and Oxford County. Anyone in Franklin or Oxford County? Last call. All right, no one else. No one else. How about it, let's see here. Real quick. Okay. 721 Central Arkansas is listening in. The 721 on sideband, the Barefoot Kid on AMs is listening in. We got Mars Mod listening in. Heading to bed soon. 721, the Barefoot Kid in Arkansas says he's going to work on an MFJ tuner. He's got to work on it. And Wrenchman, who's now out in Pennsylvania, is also checking in, saying hello to you, Wrenchman. Just wanted to acknowledge a few of the people that listen to us every week. All right, let's do Cumberland County. How about Cumberland County for Maine Sidebanders?
Radio man, you forgot Pipeline. Pipeline was trying, but I guess you can't hear.
295 in the state of Maine, hello. In Sopo.
Yeah, Fix It. I have a constant, like, S2 of skip going on here, so if you're below that, stand by 295. Fix It. Ask Pipeline if he's got any radio projects for me. Fix It.
Roger. Hey, Pipeline, Radio Man needs to know if you've got any good radio projects going on this new year. Roger. Radio Man, he says he wants to throw up a dipole sometime this spring.
All right, copy that. Well, Pipeline checking in from Milton Township wants to put up a dipole this year. So very good. Thank you, Pipeline, for stopping in. And yeah, that'd be good on the skip. So we were going to jump over to Cumberland County. 295. Go ahead, 295. You got any radio projects you're going to be working on?
Not at all, unless I give me a big amp.
Oh, not at all, but he wants a big amp. All right, well, All right, well, 295 is looking for a big amp, everybody. And also going to say hello to 319, Southwest New Hampshire, listening on Facebook as well. We welcome all the listeners that listen to us. If they can get in on the radio, you're more than welcome. We got anyone else in Cumberland County? How about Cumberland County for Maine Sidebanders?
Oh, we'll go Screwdriver. I was actually trying to see if I could hear Harry up there. I turned the beam around, and yeah, Screwdriver checking in, and I don't know. I just got an antenna up recently, so I don't know for the New Year project. There's a lot bouncing around in my life right now, but I got to at least pull down the horizontal beams, the stack beams, and do a little work to them and try to get them working right, or just pull them down and just get done with them. So you never know how that's going to go out.
CQDX, 1551, 1551 in Florida, standing by.
And I didn't straight up Harry, so I guess it just ain't working.
I guess not. Looks like 319 wants to give it a try. I don't know where 319 is in New Hampshire. Just said Southwest New Hampshire. That might be a little too far. I don't know, 319. Go ahead, give it a shot.
Ooh, I heard him scratching in there.
Is that KC I heard?
It's me. Weird conditions. I mean, been good.
We'll grab KC real quick. KC, there was a station said he was in Southwest New Hampshire, was going to try it, but I didn't hear him. Did you hear anything?
Heard a little scratching in there. He's jumping up and down, doing cartwheels.
Copy that. Well, 319, if you're listening, stick in there, because I'm going to grab York County in New Hampshire here, and maybe you'll hear some stations. KC, you got any radio projects over there in Ossipee?
I do, Radio Man. In fact, I want to get this damn IMAX up, shoved up in the way up in this 90-foot pine tree.
Copy that, KC, with getting the IMAX shoved up in the 90-foot pine tree. Yeah, and I got you in an S4. The only thing that I know is, if you can, people say you should top the tree so that the IMAX is over the top. Not everyone can do that, but I guess if you can. But the old New England pine tree tower is quite popular around these parts. A lot of people do it. So very good. We got anyone else in Cumberland County?
384.
Hey, you got Tasman over here in Bono.
All right, I heard 384 in Sebago. I heard Tasman and Pownell. Let's grab 384 in Sebago. You got any radio projects coming up?
I'm working on a bigger power supply, and I have an amp coming in later on this week, a larger amp.
Okay, well, everyone just scooted to the front of their chair and turned up the volume, because when people start talking about amps. Now tell the rest of the class, because I'm sure everyone wants to know, what did you get for an amp?
Well, what pairs nicely with a Quad 5 is the 503 HD. That's what Rooster out of Tennessee recommends, and that's what I got.
Yeah, I mean, I think a 503 is an I've never owned it, but I think those RM Italy amps are pretty good. If you're just going to run it normal and not do crazy shit with it, just to get you boosted up and be heard, I think they're great amps for the money. That's just my opinion. I know that you can get ones built and they're, this, that, and the other thing, but you just want to pump up the signal for the money. I think they're very hard to beat as long as you treat them appropriately. So that's good purchase there. I'm happy for you. What about you, Tasman? Oh, and I got you S6 there from Pownell. What about you, Tasman and Pownell?
Oh, not
too much. I don't know. I don't know. Fly by the seat of my pants, which didn't work out well this past spring, so, we'll see what goes on. But other than that, I do have a 4-element beam I've had for years. I like to at least put it up and try it somewhere and do something with it.
Yeah, it's funny, a lot of 4-element beams out here, Taz. Anyone else? But yeah, I think a 4-element beam would be fun. I guess I'll make a quick comment on that, is that my thought is I don't use it a lot locally, because if you have a group of people, depending on where they are, but it does give you an edge in DX. It definitely gives you an edge in DX for sure. It does fine local too, but if you're talking to a bunch of people, it can be a pain in the butt. But I definitely don't regret putting my beam up. It was what I call a value-added accessory to the hobby. It was a value-added accessory to my hobby, was putting that beam up in the tower. I don't regret any bit of that. So anyone else in Cumberland County? And that's 20 for you, Taz, and Palinal. That's 20, or 20 over, I should say. Excuse me. Anyone else in Cumberland County? All right, no one else in Cumberland County. Let's see. How about York County? What about York County for Maine Sidebanders? I don't know if that was Skip. Was there someone in York County? I couldn't tell if that was Skip or not. Was there someone else in York County?
Everybody else in the bed, man.
I copy.
Yeah, I can't seem to make him. This is Triple Cross in Brunswick, Cumberland County.
Triple Cross, Cumberland County, Brunswick, is checking in their radio man.
All right, we got you. Triple Cross in Cumberland County. Why don't you tell us if you got any projects planned?
Yeah, I got another new antenna I want to put up. I'm making mistake getting figure out what I really want to run for a base right now. I've got a 2970 I'm using, and then I've got the George Washington, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Well, definitely going up with the antenna would definitely improve your signal from Brunswick for sure. We got you at an S4, and I think I heard Risky Whiskey. Is that you, Risky Whiskey, in York County?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Okay, looks like I got you at an S5. How about you, Risky Whiskey, coming in from Hollis? What do you got going on for radio projects?
The next thing that I got to do is I got to get this antenna up higher. So whether that means going in a tree or I come across a tower, but probably the tree is more likely.
Okay, a lot of antenna projects, either going up a tree or putting up a beam. A lot of antenna. I mean, yeah, the antenna is really that's the lifeblood of the system, you know. The antenna is definitely important, so it's a good plan there, sir. Anyone else, York County? Anyone else in York County? Was that somebody in York County looking for Maine Sidebanders?
That was Skip.
Okay, very good. What about state of New Hampshire? How about the state of New Hampshire for Maine Sidebanders?
Well, you already got me in there, right?
He got you there, sir. We got the KC in Ospey, New Hampshire, S4 down on the log.
All right, just making sure, radio man.
No problem. We got anyone else in the state of New Hampshire? Is there anyone else? I don't know if it Gonzo, if he's in there. Anyone else? All right, well, I think that's going to conclude. Oh, I guess I should do stragglers. Whoops. Is there anyone else that would like to get in on Maine Sidebanders that got missed? Any other stragglers out there that got missed? Come now.
For Wingnut and Auburn.
Hey, we got one more. Wingnut and Auburn coming in at S7. Swiper's neighbor up there. You got any projects planned there, Wingnut?
Well, if I do anything, I might do something with the antenna at some point, but not until better weather.
10-4 on the better weather. 10-4 on that. Yeah, okay. Very good. We got any other stations that would like to get in on Maine Sidebanders that may have gotten missed? Any stragglers?
Waldeboro.
Waldeboro, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Paranoid up here in Waldeboro. Just checking in real quick. I'm in a class tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, great, Mr. Paranoid. If real quick, I got you in an S5. Maybe you can't answer back because you're busy. But you got any projects you're working on this year?
ART 2K0s I'm working on right now, yeah.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, Paranoid's working on some LD Moss amplifier stuff, some home-built type equipment, so those of you who don't know. Well, thank you, Mr. Paranoid, for stopping by, bringing us up to number 20 on the roll call. We got any other stations? That was Mr. Paranoid at S5. Mr. Paranoid, S5 from Waldeboro, Maine, which is Lincoln County. We got anyone else for Maine Sidebanders? Last call before I open it up to just some chit-chat and BS. We got any other stations for Maine Sidebanders? Any stragglers that got missed?
You said, I think you said Pekin, Peoria.
All clear over here from the state of New Hampshire.
Decatur, Springfield, what?
Copy that, Casey. Well, I think we're going to call it there. We get anyone else, we'll add them down if they happen to roll in. But other than that, again, thank you for everyone that stopped by. And, you can stick around, shoot the breeze. I'm sure Screwdriver's got something to say. And, yeah. So I'm just going to give my amp a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, you better give that little thing a break. Needs a break.
This is the guy who's all crunchy. It sounds like he's on another channel.
That's what he said.
Maybe little, but I know how to use it.
That's not right.
Yeah, he uses it at the truck stop.
Oh, whoa! You were the guy at the truck stop that's giving me the service.
Why would you even go to the truck stop looking for me?
Bone Crusher said you do good work.
Good work.
Bone Crusher told me to go there. He said he got his card punched. He says, you get 10 stops, you get a free handy the next time you stop in.
10? He told me 5.
See, now he was handing out those customer appreciation cards pretty givingly, for sure.
Finally got some conditions up my route. That's about time.
Hey, who's that guy in Ossipee that was getting out so good?
This is KC. KC, you still in there? Swiper's looking for you.
Yeah, go ahead, Swiper.
Hey, man, you gotta get your buddies over there in New Hampshire to do whatever the hell you're doing, because none of them get out.
Yeah, they're working on it. They got radio projects lined up for the spring, man.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing, because you're blowing smoke over here. I mean, I hear you like you're right next door. You're sounding real good.
Well, I guess that's a good thing. All right, they want to type the channel there. Hey, all right, yeah, all right, I'll pass the word around.
It's fucked up there bad, man. My parents still live down
Oh, he's giving me 3 dB in North Cherry.
Yeah, it's my parents.
Boss, man, you got to get that thing a little better on frequency, man.
Nah.
Hopefully,
One of those fucking Rangers.
Yeah, when did they ever...
Fucking stop using a Ranger. Come on, man.
It was daily use.
Ranger 29.
What Ranger are you running over there right now?
It's not as bad as California and New York, but it's getting...
What kind of Ranger are you running?
The 99 and 2.
Oh, Roger. I say, I'm pretty surprised with well, not surprised, but like the 50s and 70s, those are kind of borderline computer controlled, VCOs at least. So those, they might be off, but you can tune them in and they hang pretty good. But yeah, that style Ranger, that Galaxy style, they definitely always float. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you sound like a beginner.
Move the cursor over there and drop it down.
Fix It sounds better than you. Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, boy. That's fighting words. You're going to beat you up now.
Real quick, Risky Whiskey, you still out there? I guess not. I'm going to see if there's a channel he actually hangs out on, but guess he's already gone.
Was you listening the whole time there, Screwdriver?
Gone be gone. Yeah, I was not necessarily listening attentively, but I was definitely sitting right here the whole time.
Can't remember who it was, but somebody up north was planning on making a shack, a radio shack. And it made me think about many times we talked about putting a radio shack on top of your mountain over there.
Oh yeah, that was Floyd. I picture him because he said it was a squatty shack, and so which means it's on somebody else's property. I just picture him getting like a tent and camouflaging it and putting sticks in it, and then having a big old radio and amplifier in it with an Antron sticking off the backside.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he did say squat shack.
I fucking love that idea. Love it. A squad shack. I friggin' love it. Not gonna lie, I had something close to that. Even though I was at camp, I had to cover the top with tree limbs and brush because at the time there was pictures being taken and I got fined for too many buildings on my property. And I remember camouflaging some shit in so a drone or something couldn't take a picture.
I think I might build a squat shack out at Cobra's place.
Sounds like a neat little project to see if I can get away with, roll in there with the radio and battery bank and have at it for a while.
Hell, if it's secure enough or out of sight, out of mind enough, you leave a battery or two in there. You get one of those cheap little solar chargers. Whatever, it charges all week. It's good for one night of talking. What do you really need? 6 by 6 foot room with a chair in it and a little table? I mean, that sounds amazing.
It's like what Space Rider and Horsepower did years ago. They put a radio up on, what the fuck's the mountain called? I can't remember it now. One right local here. They put an antenna on the chain link fence, little Antron, and they just left it there. They go up there on their four-wheelers with a radio.
Yeah, there's been a couple of antennas up on top of Streakit like that over the years for sure. You know what's a good thing to try to do? Get yourself like a jet sled, like an ice fishing, a portable ice fishing shack. Find one after ice fishing season that, is in maybe a little rougher shape. You can get it for free or next to nothing. Paint it up, camouflage. You fold it up when you're not there and you throw some brush over it. And when you get there, you just stand up the 4 walls or it depends on the model you get. But, there you go. You got a nice little shack that you can fucking hang out in. Hell yeah.
Go.
Friggin' right. Go ahead, radio man.
No, Floyd, I'll do you one better. Instead of an ice shack, a pop-up hunting blind, because it's already camouflaged and it goes up real easy. Camouflage pop-up. You said that. I said, I've never thought of that before because, man, we were kids. Fuck, I built forts all over the countryside. We were kids. I had forts made out of all kinds of shit. Yep. Yeah, that's yeah, my portable hunting blind, the bag that it goes in has backpack straps, so you could throw it on your back like a backpack.
Yeah, roger. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till the snow gets away and there you go, Joe. Go out there at that tree I've been eyeballing, so see what the ground's like around it.
Yep, hell of an idea.
Oh yeah. One hell of an idea. Wow. Alright guys, y'all have a good evening out there. Good chat. Good listening in there to the check in this evening, and we'll get you all later on. We're gonna keep on moseying on down the hill here. Oh yeah, be careful. You get pretty slick out there. You're sounding good, Floyd. Have a good night. Why do we have a good night?
73 is here, Floyd.
Until next time. You guys really clear all night. Roger. Thank you.
Hello, hello.
Clearwater's still out there. Go at it.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
So far, so good.
Sounding good tonight. You coming in great.
Thank you. You too.
Is that Speeder? Don't you use a number or something like that? Don't you use a number? I'm trying to look you up.
513.
Here you go, 513 in Sumner. And I heard Rascal sneak in there in Booth Bay. At least I think it was Rascal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening.
At 21 and 22?
Evening, Rascal. Good evening. Good evening, Clearwater. Hey, you have a good evening down there, Clearwater. We'll get you in the AM, buddy.
Catch you in the morning there, Floyd. Have a good one.
Good evening, Clearwater.
Howdy, howdy.
Loud and proud tonight, Clearwater.
2-4.
Sounding pretty tough, though, in the old walkie-talkie mobile.
Good evening, DJ.
Yeah, good evening, Seven.
Evening, 7.
Good evening, Clearwater. Gonna make it down here one of these days.
I hope so. You better get out here before I kick the bucket. Hurry up.
He should probably outlive all of us, Clearwater.
Well, only the good die young, I guess.
Apparently so.
Right on, Connor.
Don't even start talking about warm weather, because you're just going to bring on the snow.
I'm still here.
Radio man, you got a few stringers.
I know. I got, let's see, I got Rascal, I got 513, I got 7. Did I miss anyone else? Yes, I got Sparkplug on the list.
What?
Where'd you get 930?
How many is that radio man?
up to number 23. 7 would make us number 23.
You hear Lawnmower Man?
No, I didn't hear Lawnmower Man. Where's Lawnmower Man?
Did you say you were? He's in Wilton.
Oh, no shit. Lawnmower Man, huh? In Wilton. Well, very good. Who else is hearing Lawnmower Man out there in Wilton?
Come to mow you over.
Lawnmower Man, if you can hear me, why don't you tell the rest of the group if you got any radio projects coming up?
Just saying, man, if they get that cold down here in Florida, 15 degrees is still over. Good to hear you. 15 degrees is cold, brother. I'm from Chicago, man. Stay warm. You won't ask me that question, because I'd ask you if you got the rest of the night.
We got all night.
Yeah, I know something I wanted to bring up. Everybody think about getting together sometime in February for, food, drinks, hanging out, somewhere?
Yeah, February 15th, a Sunday. Be perfect. You can all bring me birthday presents.
So I say, fuck y'all, I'll go get drinks myself then.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
February 14th is the Ham Fest. We could all just meet there with coffee and donuts.
Oh, fucking both of those ideas sound like asshole to me.
Well, February 14th is Valentine's Day, so I got other plans. But my birthday, I'm accepting presents.
Fucking a Friday, he says. Holy crap. Oh, what was that? Well, I'm going to be putting up a poll, or somebody's going to, over the next, over this weekend. We'll put up a poll to see if there is, just to see what the general consensus is and who might go on whether we want it Saturday or a Sunday. I'm going to say those 2 days work for most people. I know not everybody, I'm sorry, but, yeah, and then after we figure out which day works the best and which weekend, we'll maybe put up a thing for, where to go. Yeah, I was thinking like, Gridiron, we had pretty good luck, or even the barbecue place, or wherever, any other place, I was thinking Central, Lewiston, Auburn area, that seems to be our best results, but if anybody has any other suggestions, we will definitely be open for it. I did enjoy the Chinese food place, I'm not going to lie. It was, having that trip was good, and it was a good turnout, so we'll definitely be open for suggestions, but I am thinking sometime in February, we're going to have a get-together for some lunch. I don't know when the Super Bowl is, that kind of shit, so obviously that plays a little part on where we might go, but so there will be some information to come soon.
My vote is that Chinese place again. I don't mind the travel. I actually enjoy it a little bit. With the travel, we were talking about the radio on the way out there, blah, blah, blah. And we had a real good turnout out there, and the food was great.
Maybe I thoroughly enjoyed enjoyed that. My only complaint about that was, it was great, but it's a big table, not being able to like get up and kind of walk around to talk with people, You're talking with the 6 people near you or you're yelling across 30 people down the table. Not that that's a huge deal. Like I said, I did love the travel there, and I always love Chinese, but, yeah, I mean, I'm up for anything. Like I said, we'll definitely put a little poll up just to see, but, yeah, someplace where it's almost, like a hangout kind of an atmosphere is nice. Obviously, if it's nice outside, we could hang out, but I don't think a lot of us are going to want to hang outside, middle of February if it's, 6 degrees outside. That could be worse than the rain we got last time.
You keep talking about putting up a pole. I bet after a couple drinks, you'll be the first one to dance at it.
Oh, I don't even need drinks for that. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Junk mail on Monday for a change.
He loves the pole.
He does.
You want AAA? Free casket. Come to our meeting. We'll give you a free filet mignon and a free casket.
That guy can talk like I do.
Go ahead, CQ. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds nice and clean and clear. Oh, I got the preamp on tonight, but you're about a 9, so 8 to a 9. So yeah, you're about 4 dB above the static level.
Six units in Auburn here. Sounded good.
Can go out on my golf cart and drive around the neighborhood when it's 30 degrees.
I do think the 70, when I was paying attention when you first keyed up, guy, because I know you got a bunch of echo in there, and me and echo won't go there. But I do think the 70 was giving me a little better signal. But yeah, this thing sounds really good.
I'm gonna be for a moment, and then I'll be back in the house for it's 4. I go up to Chicago and visit my parents up in Southern Illinois. I go up there, everybody's like, aren't you cold? I'm like, no. 5 days later, man, I'm back in Florida, so it's like it's not a big deal. You never chill off, it never affects you. You got to let it rip.
Yeah, chill off.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mr. 68, I don't like playing. I play pickleball because I'm over 50.
So you even drive a super Dodge screwdriver during the winter?
So you got any what during the winter?
Drive your car, that Dodge car you bought. I said you drive the super Dodge during the winter.
Oh, fuck yeah, I drive that thing every single day. I'll drive that in the snow before I drive my truck.
Sideways.
Yeah, she definitely gets a workout every day. It loves the snow, and I just beat on it.
There we go. Another friend of mine's got one of them. He tried to put a supercharger on it, and I don't know. Pictures of it the next week. Apparently he didn't do something right. The engine's on an engine stand now.
Oh, no. That's no bueno.
Yeah, you gotta get the tuning right when you do that.
I honestly think that's what it was. I mean, the guy is a super brilliant guy. I'm surprised it didn't work out, but it didn't work out. And yeah, now the engine's on an engine stand. That sucks.
Yeah, when they hiccup, they all done.
I think that's what happened. I think she back-tied it a little bit, and that was the end of it.
Howdy,
Joe. This was small enough.
You want to blow up a motor proper, you're going to use nitrous.
I mean, the thing's already, 400 horse with like a 6-speed, already a burnout machine like the Mustang GTs were. I don't know. I would think with 400 horse, you'd have plenty of wheel spin. What's another couple hundred going to do? Just make the wheels turn a little quicker.
Screwdriver, you hear that? It sounds like the Predator's out there.
I did hear that, yep.
Yeah, I heard it too.
I think the Predator's on channel. Well, I know one project I'll be working on. I think I got to work on getting a proper mobile in my truck.
Yes, you do.
Go ahead, Rascal. You got stepped on. I think that was Rascal.
I say you got a different truck, did you? A newer truck?
Yeah, I picked up a newer one, so I'm getting ready to sell my other truck, and right now all the radio equipment's pulled out of the old truck, and the new truck, no radio equipment.
There you go. I'm kind of curious. Did you get another Chevy, or did you change brands?
I got another Chevy. Yeah, I got a Chevy Silverado.
Roger, yeah. No, they're nice. My brother bought a new one not long ago. One of the, what is it, the SS or whatever. It's got pretty fancy interior in it.
Yeah, this one, I mean, I think it's like what's called a mid-level. It's, but I mean, it's got a lot of bells and whistles in my opinion compared to like what I'm used to. But it's not like the AT4 or the Denali or anything like that. It's just, it's pretty basic, but more shit than I can use.
What is the trim package? SE? LTZ? What is it?
Lives in Brunswick. We go camping, fishing together a lot during the summer. He works at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. He makes good money, mechanical engineer. And so he spends, a couple hours each way in his vehicle every day. And he just bought one of them Denali, what is it, Unlimited or whatever. Like $100,000 truck. I'm like, Alan, you're freaking crazy. He's like, dude, I'm booking in the thing 4 hours a day. I want something nice. I'm like, I get it, but it's just nuts. A half-ton truck. They're like around $100,000.
$100,000, and you can't live in it. Well, I guess you could, but.
Drives itself. He came and visited me, and he drove almost all the way. He drove on self-drive from Brunswick to Booth Bay. He's like, oh yeah, even going down Route 27, he goes, it drove itself almost the whole way here. I'm like, oh boy, boys with their toys.
For you, man, what is the trim package on it?
It's the LT. It's a Z71. I don't know if that makes any difference. But yeah, it's an LT Z71. But I mean, Christ, it's got electric seats and friggin' it's got fucking touch screen in it and heated seats and what else has it got in it? I mean, it's got a lot of shit in it, in my opinion. And it came with, it's got the full floor, well, that was added in later. The floor liners, whatever the hell you call those. So it's got, so it doesn't fuck up the interior. It's got, the plastic liners you can pull out and friggin' power wash.
Custom mat.
Yeah, those are nice. I had those in my other vehicle, and I forgot to pull them. My new vehicle. I should have, because the floor mats there, they were like, you get in there with snow, and they were like cup holders. I mean, your boots would melt off, and you could just empty the floor mat because they had edges on them.
Yep. Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, fix it. Yeah, custom floor mats. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a crew cab, which is what I was looking for. And it's got the cap on it. And well, Swiper already knows this because we were talking about it, but it's got the 3-liter Duramax in it with a 10-speed transmission. It scoots down the road pretty good when you step on it.
Yeah, I wasn't joking when I told you I wanted to help you when you go to do your push plate stuff. Because I actually really want to see this truck. So I won't mind handing it to you at all.
Thank good. Change that design a little bit, Radio Man. You do realize when they first came out with that small motor, there was like at 100,000 miles they recommend the timing belt or whatever be changed in it or whatever it was, and you're going to take the freaking transmission off.
Yeah, the oil pump belt. Yeah, I read about that. The one I have, it's 200,000 miles is the recommendation, and I did ask around. So I have a friend that has one, and well, he's not up to 200K. But then I asked my mechanic, and he has a customer that has one that's up to 300K and it's still on the original belt. But yes, the oil pump belt, from what I've been told, asking my mechanic, he said you don't have to take the transmission out. You can slide it back. You know, you still got to disconnect it from the transfer case. But, you know, he says you don't have to take the transmission out. But, yeah, you do have to slide it back. But, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, I guess. But I was told the brand new ones, because mine's a 2021, but I was told the brand new ones, like the 25s and the 26s, I think they upped it to like 250,000 miles or something like that. You can go now before you have to change the belt.
Right. That's what I was going to say. The newest ones, I guess, I don't know if they're making it out of a better quality belt or what it is, but Alan, my buddy that I was telling you about, that was the motor option for that Denali. It was that little diesel, or what the heck's in it now? The 6.6, I believe, is what he's got. And I guess the thing is really... He said it's an amazing amount of power, and he said it gets the same gas mileage as the half-ton truck he had before it with the 5.3.
Yeah, I'd say I have the same gas mileage as my previous 5.3 with my 6.6 Duramax. I bet I get the same mileage, whether it's loaded or not.
Yeah, well, that's my nephew bought a brand new 3/4 ton truck, and his has got the, 6.7 or 6.6, 6.7, whatever it is. It's brand new. But anyways, yeah, he said he gets about the same gas mileage with that new 3/4 ton as he did with his 2017 half ton with a 5.3.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I like it. Like I said, I've been driving it. It goes nice. I don't know. I like it so far. We'll see. But I wasn't, like I was telling Swiper, I wasn't like, oh, I got to have a diesel. The deal came up. I did a little research, and I said, well, I'll give it a shot. But there's a big cubby on the top of the dashboard, and I think that's where I'm going to put my radio. I took some measurements, and it should fit. So I'm going to put the radio up there, and I'm going to, like, 3D print a sunshade to cover the radio. So I'm going to put it in the cubby hole up on the top of the dashboard, and then I'm going to try to 3D print, like, a sunshade that'll go over the radio and keep the sun off of it.
That's a good idea. Like, I got a F-350 Super Duty there that I use for camping and whatever. I got a radio that sits on the dash because it's like a big tray. and my buddy made 3D printed me a bracket, and you just put, you know, something heavy on top of it, and it don't move. It kind of sits right in there, perfect.
Yeah, I was looking at it, and I said, you know, I think I'm going to put the radio there. Seems like a good spot for it. So I kind of making my plans where I'm going to put everything, and that's one thing I got to do is I got to look under the seat. I think I can put the amp under the seat. I just got to look under it. But yeah, it's got a storage box under the rear seat. You know, I don't know, but it's you know, it's always fun getting a new vehicle.
It is turbo, right?
Yeah, it's got a turbo in it. I mean, it don't friggin' whistle like a. You can hear it though when you put your foot in it. You know, you can hear it going when you're. I don't know, but it's not like a crazy whistling turbo.
Oh no, you gotta do some upgrades to make crazy noise. Yeah, I know. Mine don't make much noise. I guess you can. I've been told you can hear it outside the vehicle, but I don't hear it. But with certain RPMs, I can hear it. But for the most part, inside the vehicle, I don't hear mine. And mine has actually been tuned. The turbo hasn't been upgraded. It's just the soft turbo. It's been tuned and deleted and all that stuff. And it's monstrous fun. I mean, that's the biggest thing about that. That diesel, that torque is just incredible. I mean, there's nothing like that feeling. You know, that fucking torque. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, Swiper, when you make a long transmission like that, I don't know if you're underdriving the amp, but it's pretty raspy and crunchy.
That's exactly. I keyed up with you. I got something to say. Yeah, I don't know if it's this different mic or what, but you sound almost as bad as Fix-It did the other week when everybody was yelling at him and we couldn't understand a thing he said.
Oh wow, that's terrible. How about now? Did that help?
A little bit, but yeah, I don't know. It actually sounded almost overdriven and very crunchy and kind of, odd.
I'm just going to shut the big amp off.
Hammering signal, but yeah, it definitely, it was a little rough. And I'm sorry, Fix-It, to use you twice tonight about telling people they sound like shit, but you know.
Oh, bother.
How's that sound there? Is that better?
Oh, much better.
Yeah, I just shut the big amp off.
Or you gotta stop driving it as hard. Or maybe it needs more drive, I don't fucking know.
It definitely needs more, and I don't have any more.
I don't know, it sounded more like it was overdriven than needing more myself, but on sideband that's very hard to distinguish sometimes.
Well, I turned it way down and you guys saw no difference.
You're clear now.
Yeah, but something, I don't think it likes this mic. I got a different mic on here. Something's not right, whatever.
Yeah,
Really get a little RF into that mic. That's the mic that always has the, sometimes you'll get that AM radio station in the background, right?
It is.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Well, to some RF stray than the other one for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to do a cleaning on the other one and get that one back up and running.
Yeah, I was doing 300 watts. Now I'm just doing about 50. That made a big difference.
Yeah, and you sound great, Fix-It. You actually, I'm not gonna lie. I know we give you a lot of shit, or some of us do. But you know, you either sound, since when we first started doing this, obviously you were off every week. But now that you're usually on the same radio. And you either sound absolutely amazing or absolutely atrocious. There's no in between. It's not like, oh, you just don't sound good. It's either we can't understand you or you sound, to me, like right now, you sound absolutely perfect over here.
I actually concur.
There's no live feed being done. That's when it happens the most. And, yeah, it's kind of funny that way.
Like I heard you trying to key up for first thing tonight, and the first thing I said is, give Your battery's dead. Shut it off.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's just funny. It happens to us all. I mean, I get it. You know, we all go through them times.
I gotta learn to leave things alone.
I mean, yes, you're not wrong, but, you know, it does get boring leaving stuff alone. Sometimes you just want to turn something, push a button, try something different, you know. I mean, fuck. A lot of people out here could, you know, be on a different radio every day of the week and, you know, still get through a whole year and never get back to the same radio.
Yeah, Mark, too. I need to get rid of the cloud. Can you get a grip on 318 down at drill?
Oh, you never need to get rid of any. That's the problem. Don't get rid of any.
I'm running out of space.
Oh, you can make more room. Come on.
Put a shelf up.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta be more, you know, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, you gotta put more shelves up, and you just gotta think outside the box. There's always ways.
42. Nah, she's good about it. She don't care. I could have a snack to the ceiling. She wouldn't care.
Roger. I've been saying for a while I need to get rid of some shit, but every time I think about it, for one, I think, man, I love all this shit, and then for two, I think, fuck, I gotta deal with people.
Yeah. Stay away from guns. I'm in trouble.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think I've ever sold a gun. I'm with you there. And I'm surprised there's still some skip in there.
I kind of figured who you might have been talking about with that comment.
I'm just saying, I'm not pointing fingers here, but you know, it could happen. I actually was almost thinking about, man, I don't even look at my little black ledger that has radios in other people's hands either, but I was thinking about kind of just taking a quick tally of what I have that's even accessible to see, and just curious.
I brought my stuff back.
Oh, don't make me check the book.
Oh, I guarantee I still have stuff that you own.
There's actually some people in some radios I don't have a clue where they are. I don't care. Like I fucking need anything back. My wife hopes that more shit leaves than that ever. She don't want to see anything ever coming back if she could help it.
I got the stink eye the other day when I returned some stuff to you.
It's just sideband, you know what I mean? Sideband stuff. All the AM crap I don't care about. I'd get rid of any of that stuff. A lot of it I'd even freaking give away.
That's kind of...
See, yeah, I don't care about sideband stuff. But, you know, I'm with you. You know, I don't care about any of it. Well, I mean, I do. I care about all of it, but I don't. But, yeah, Radio Man thought he was going to get knifed or something, a shiv, you know, when he brought back a nap. And I was like, what the fuck you doing dropping this off?
Stop stepping on me.
Oh, man.
Oh, Swiper, you're still cranking.
All I said was Screwdriver was after he said what he said. I was like, yeah, that's what Screwdriver does. He won't sell a fucking radio, but he'll give it to you to set somebody up, to get somebody going on the radio. He'll fucking give you shit.
Guys like me, the radio looks better than money does. Right, well,
Exactly.
got back on, Seven got back on. He gave me radio and an amp and set me right up. And I just recently brought the stuff back this last summer. I think actually it was the CB party. All you guys were there. We were all there.
Oh, yeah, I remember fucking, I don't even remember what I handed you, you know. It was like, it might have been an oddball, like, what, Lincoln in there, or 2510 or whatever, but there was all kinds of shit, you know, well, not all kinds, but I do that with everybody. I'm like, what do you want, you know, fucking, I know at one point I had, with those Washingtons, you were here at one point, I had like fucking 6 of them, and, I don't remember where the other 4 of them are. Well, I can't say that. I'm sure I jotted them down, so I'm sure if I go look, I can find out where they went. But I'm like, how many? I don't fucking need these things back. I'm like, what am I gonna do with these damn things?
Well, so you saw the day that I brought, it was a Washington, a 2510, and a little tube amp, and a microphone, and you looked at me and your wife did. You're like, why are you bringing that shit back? I'm like, because you let me borrow it, and I already got stuff like it. I don't need it. I've got my own. You're like, well, I didn't want, you giving me shit about it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll always go somewhere else to, get somebody else back on the air. I mean, I have thought about selling a bunch of shit in order to buy something I really want, but, like I said, I mean, it's hard to sell shit, especially when you know you got good money into it, so it's just hard, and every time I try to think about selling something, I hook it up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I love this thing.
He's addicted.
Well, we're all addicted, I don't care what any of us say, we're all addicted.
Oh, I didn't leave him alone about the 148 till he sold it to me.
Well, fuck, my wife was up in the radio room the other day, because I got it fairly insulated, had the heat going, we were watching a football game, and she's sitting on the couch watching the game, she looks over, and she's smart enough to know what the radio is on, she's like, why the fuck do you need so many Cobra 2000s? I said, I don't know. I have a problem.
Because all of them don't work, so maybe I can make one good one out of the two. And that's what I thought about 10 times.
That's what I told her. I'm like, anything that's below there, I'm like, probably doesn't work correctly. I'm like, most of the shit that works good is up here, everything else, I'm like, hey, they are what they are. I'm like, they all work, but they don't work properly. And I'm like, I had big dreams on trying to refurbish a bunch. And I'm like, I fucking don't have that kind of time and ambition.
Well, with the price of everything doubling and tripling, that $15 freaking 23-channel radio you bought years ago, it's probably worth $50 now if it still works.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, some of the prices, but, and it surprises me, though, because, you can get new radios so inexpensive now, I just don't see, and I get they don't make certain radios and this and that, but I see people trying to sell used radios for more than what they can still buy them for new. And I mean, at the end of the day, there isn't a radio that I own that's going to outperform besides the Striker, whatever, that's going to outperform a Striker 955 or even a fucking QT80. So, there ain't a radio that's in my stack of shit, that they might look better, but, that is going to do any more than a $260 radio, and the $260 radio will blow it out of the water. So how can you justify spending $500-600 on these things? It's hard.
Well, if they put like a modulation kit, noise toys, or open up the clarifier channels, I mean, that makes it worth a little bit more, but
all the time, where the older
as long as
stuff
it's new.
Maybe it's got less receive, but I don't know. I still hear everybody on my older radios, but I don't get all the static and the shitty noisy receive. I even get some with my Striker.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, and that was funny. I heard both of you perfectly through both. But yeah, no, and yeah, it's going stupid, but yeah, and I don't know, just some of my radios, and it's always a hit or miss, I got, 4 2950s or 70s stacked on the shelf, and each one of them has a different receive on it, so it's a hit or a miss. But yeah, I mean, $140, $130 right now. You can go to Amazon and buy a QT40. I'm not going to say they're the best radios. By no means are they the best radios out there. I think they're very lackluster on AM. The sideband is decent, but either way, that radio will outperform, or at least work as well as, no, I'll say it, it'll outperform any old school 148. Any old school 2510, fucking 2950. That thing is going to be dead on. Now, granted, some of them are going to have a little bit better, whatever, but I'm like, how $300 on an old 2950 or Galaxy 88 when you can spend $140 on something that's going to blow it out of the water and have way more features than, you know, a 148 modded, you know. I mean, the 148 will smoke it on AM, but, you know, just in general.
That's what I'm talking on. Yeah, it's certainly true. True enough. You're right.
If you're going to spend over $500, you ought to be looking at ham.
Well, I mean, now, I'm not, I am a big proprietor of, I actually do not like people trying to push ham radios on people out here. I think that's ridiculous. I do not like most ham and HF radios, and I don't think it's needed for anything out here. But, you know, that being said, I mean, it's radio, to each their own. But, you know, I can guarantee you that my 955 is going to do exactly the same on this band where we're talking right now as any HF rig that you're going to purchase. I will fucking put money on it.
Yeah, but that's $350, $400 for that. Well, I mean, like this radio right here, this probably sounds right on, and this is like a old Magnum S45 HP. This thing was built probably in the late 90s.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and any radio with proper tuning can sound great, you know. So, I mean, it is what it is. Fix it. You might actually be driving your amp a little too hard, but your batteries are a little too low. You start to, like, sound right there.
Alright.
And don't get me wrong, as much as a 7300 is an amazing radio, I will put my Striker next to a 7300 any fucking day of the week. I put a QT40 up next to a 7300. Yeah, 7300 has more bells and whistles, maybe does a little more power, but I think as far as receive and transmit, that QT40 is going to be almost parallel to that fucking 7300 or a fucking DX101 or any of those. Because all of those are going to be lackluster on AM. I actually think the QT40 will beat it out on AM and do exactly the same on sideband and FM. So how's that for some big words? That's some fighting words right there.
On trans, I don't know, receive is amazing. Like wow.
Fighting words that I just said right there. No, I mean, and I get it. Like, I'm on, don't get me wrong, I'm on an old HF rig right now. I completely get it, but I'll tell you what, it's on sideband, and if you're on this band and you're not worried about anything besides talking on 11 meter, yeah, I don't see it. There has not been one time in my life I have pulled somebody out on this fucking radio or that radio any better than any other radio. I can tell you what, right now, I pulled the most amount of people out of the static that I ever have, hands down, with any radio. And I've had a 7300 and a 991A, and, you know, a 950, whatever, my 1000. And my 955 has pulled more people out of that static than any of those fucking radios.
I think everybody owns it, but same thing.
I mean, I'm not doubting them. Don't get me wrong, I have these radios because they're beautiful. They have a lot of buttons. I love to push buttons and turn knobs. I'm just saying, to try to convince somebody who's been on the radio for 2 months to buy one, or this is the only radio that you can own, or this is the best of the best, I see it all the time on Facebook. You know, oh, I'm looking at buying a 99N4 or a Longhorn because they want the power. It's going to do 600 watts. And everybody's like, why would you spend $800 on that? You could go buy a brand new 7300. And it's like, what the fuck? That 7300 is going to be smoked by that radio. And I don't even care about the power, you know, because whatever, buy an amp. But you know, I see, you know, people want to be on the CB with a CB. And I see so many people online just trying to push this other agenda. And I'm like, holy fuck, give it up. You know, I don't care unless you're Deer Slayer running 20,000 watts. That's about it. You know, you ain't gonna hear it.
You're right.
Radio, man. See what you made me do?
Yes, they certainly ain't no AM audio monster, that's for sure, like the Striker is.
That's the one thing I like about my old Galaxy DX2517. It's a monster on AM.
Yeah, mine is too. That thing, I like them big black box radios. They suck on sideband, but that one actually works okay, the one I have. They are fairly drifty, yes.
You know, I've heard a bunch of them that they say, you know, I've heard people talk on them for an hour on sideband. I've never heard them drift. They're either on or they're off or whatever, but I have definitely, I don't know how stable they are. I've never run my 2517 on sideband, so I don't know, but I've actually heard them stay where they are and not drift like a lot of the older Galaxies. So I don't know if they did some shit to make that a little better. But if it's not tuned right, you know, you're not stuck in that little D10, you're going to be off channel. But, you know, yeah, if it's tuned right, they seem like they can be fairly stable from what I've heard of them.
I just had mine all recapped, still when they play it outside. You know, again, the clarifier was unlocked. I'm trying to not have them unlocked and then keep it stock.
I hate an unlocked clarifier. You know, I get why you would have one on like an old 148 or something if you did a lot of AM talking, but have an unlocked clarifier on sideband, especially on a radio that has a VFO. You know, I see people unlocking a clarifier on a 2950, and I'm like, that makes zero sense to me. I'm like, why? You know, makes zero sense. You can change your receive and you know, transmit separately. That's what you want.
That's right. That's the only reason this thing works.
Yeah, you know, you get it, fix it.
Wish I could do that with my Bearcat.
Anyway, I digress. What else are we talking about? What's going on?
I think I'm going to take it. This summer I'm going to put this rig in my truck. It'll be my mobile rig. I'm going to get another one Bronx phase. Makes it's better, more heat.
Yes, that's always more power is always good, right?
It does make a difference sometimes, you know.
What? What? No way. Mo watts.
Loaded one or whatever, but they had a Striker 955 with like a 500 or 600 watt amp kit on the bottom of it.
Wow.
I've seen some people putting like the N4 amps on the bottom or N6 amps, and yeah, I mean, you definitely can.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'd like that.
I would too.
Now, oh, I don't know if I want to go down this rabbit hole right now.
Already, that works pretty good. Our 2970 N4.
Yeah.
I tried out one of them Rangers over here with the 4-pill underneath it. And, yeah, good working radio. Ugly, fucking gross looking radio to look at.
Yeah, it's kind of cool with the blue display, and then the meter goes up green, and then the last 3 or 4 digits turn red.
I almost got one of those 955s before I bought this President of Washington. But I thought about it, I kind of knew I wanted the President of Washington. So next one probably will be a 955.
Yeah. My only, I can't say only, I got a lot of complaints about a lot of radios, but You know, anything, I know the radio that Swiper's talking about, that thing was the chrome base red riding well. That was just so hard to read the base of that. I do like the looks of the classic 2970, 2950. But having an amp on the bottom of a radio, to me, is a completely asinine. I will never buy one of those on purpose unless it's a good deal. Just because all that heat is baking into your radio. You know, it just, I mean, and I got other reasons too, because if one goes bad, you're out both sections, but whatever. I'm like, that heat is literally frying your radio. It's fucking, it's just hard. You know, I'm like, it's making everything inside that radio brittle. You're getting huge heat cycles. You know, I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but, you know, if you put the radio upside down, oh, fuck, it's going to be so much better.
Yeah, you're right.
I did see somebody convert one of those over, like a 70, and put the, you know, because obviously you can't just put the heatsink on the other side because, you know, there's a board there, but they took the face and lengthened wires, whatever they did to actually rotate the face 180 degrees, and like, damn, no, that's a hell of an idea. Now, granted, if you mount it underneath a dash, now you're probably going to melt your fucking dashboard, so, you know, I get it, time and place, it depends on where you're mounting it.
Well, like for me, my car, that little Volkswagen, there's only so many places to put a radio. Really no good place to put an amp. I guess I could put it in the trunk, maybe. I don't know. So I got a chance to get that radio at an okay deal, so I grabbed it, figuring, you know, it's all combined, and it does 500 watts, so good enough.
And they're decent radios, and I mean, I get it. It's all one piece. It is what it is. You know, I personally, my Subaru, I had the amp right underneath my passenger seat, but my new car, it's in, you know, in the trunk. But yeah, and if you have the radio mounted like sideways on the hump or something, like you know, that's, you know, mostly what you can do now. It's not as bad. But if you had it mounted up on the dash or underneath the dash, and it was completely horizontal, the radio, and not vertical, the faceplate, you know, all that heat is just soaking up into the radio. And I know they have fans now. My old school 70s, no fans, with the big heat sinks. You could turn them upside down and put a frying pan on it and cook bacon when you're talking. Or at least when I'm talking. Obviously, I might be a little long-winded.
Not you.
Oh, I'm sure if I went in my bathroom right now, I'm sure you can smell the amp. I'm sure it's getting a good workout tonight.
Well, I tell you, you'll probably burn the dust off it, but yeah, there ain't no dust on yours. There ain't no dust on mine either.
Yeah, she gets a workout at least a couple times a week anyway, so yeah, there ain't much dust settling on that thing.
I do remember when I was off the radio for like, I don't know, a year or two, and I fired my 2980 up, I did smell the dust burning off of that one.
Oh, when I plug in something different that I haven't run in a while, I can definitely, you can smell it.
And that comment you made, Screwdriver, about running each one of these radios for a while, you're right. I got like 55 or 6 of them now, so it would take me a little while to get through them. I don't think I could talk on any one for a whole week.
Yeah, you get it. You know, it is it can be an addiction. Obviously, I'm there with you. And, yeah, you know, and it's funny, like, how many people out here, if you asked around, maybe that should be another poll we should do, like, next week, or when we get a topic going, but, you know, how many people out here have multiple radios? You know, if you ask, you're either in the hobby or you're not for the most part. And most people are going to have 3, 4 radios, 5 radios. You know, there's not many people, and I do know a few people that only have one radio, but it's very rare. I'm like, once you get into it, you get bored or whatever. You know, most people that talk out here like on a weekly basis like this even, they're usually going to have multiple radios. change it up, just plug in something different, try something different, whatever. To see, you get it.
And probably 10 more in the garage.
Exactly. Now, it might not all work. It might have been oh shits or whatever, but most people will have at least 2 or 3 on their desk or bench, and I see a lot of people online doing the same thing, posting pictures of their setups, and like, oh, it's a start, and there's at least 2 or 3, and I don't care if it's like a Pro 510 and a 29 and then something with sideband, there's usually, a natural progression. And it'd be nice to say, well, you sell the old one, because I do know some people that do that. They get a new one, they sell the old one, they don't have a bunch of them kicking around, but it's not a lot of us that think like that. We might think like that, we just never do it. I love trading radios. Because it's a win-win usually. You might have a radio that you spend a bunch of money on, or maybe you got a radio you got for free. I don't know. But we'll say the radio's worth $300, and then but I don't care if you have 400 in it or if you have fucking 50 in it, and somebody else has a radio that's worth about the same. Who cares what they get in it? They're going to swap it for something in their eyes okay, this is worth the same value, and it's just, I don't know, it just feels like a win. You sell it for cash, and it's like, oh man, I didn't get out of it what I needed to, or oh man, I fucking, I feel bad, or whatever it is. It's like, I'll trade 7 radios for 1 sometimes, or radios for amplifiers, blown up shit, because it's just something different, it doesn't have to be better. Different is fun. It's not always better, but different is different. That's how people get fucked when they cheat on their girlfriends, because it's different. It's not always an upgrade. It's not always better, but it was different. It's in our fucking genes. It's the way we think.
It's called the stranger.
That's when you sit on your hands till it falls asleep.
He feels he is a stranger.
Hope it didn't work out so good in the end. You got something to give it to your wife, but hey, it was fun while it lasted, right?
Guys, I'm going to jump out. You guys have a good evening. Catch you next time.
Yeah, same here. You guys have a good night.
Have a super violent, man.
Hey, screwdriver.
Yes, sir.
You have an RCA co-pilot?
I don't think I own any co-pilots. I don't think I own any RCAs anymore at all that I'm aware of.
Well, there you go. You like cool shit. Oh, man, thinking I like trading. I'm thinking, ooh, he's gonna still get a couple radios I want. I got some stuff I'll trade ya.
My problem is if I'm trading mostly now, I'm like, I don't know how much more radios I want, and that's always my hard part, I love oddball radios, but how, fuck, that one you just pried out of my hands, that probably sat on the shelf for 4 years since the last time I tried it, so I'm like, I don't know how much more I really need kicking around, but need is a very loose term.
Well, I'd buy some of them cash too if you wanted to sell them, but, if you wanted to trade shit, let me know. I'd definitely want a 2010 in the worst way. Sounds like the one you've got's pretty nice.
I'll have to dig that out soon, just to just to hook her up and run her for a while. But yeah, you know, I mean, that's always my thing. Like now, not always my thing, but you know, I would rather trade a bunch of stuff off to get something. You know, I'm looking at what can I use? You know, what's going to help my system at camp? What's going to be better in a vehicle? You know, a spare amp. Because to me, you can never have enough amplifiers because you know an amp is going to blow way before a radio. In my book, you know, power supplies, amplifiers, like those are things. The accessory components have been more my kind of collection or the shit I want to grab up more than radios recently because, you know, I mean, we got a ton of radios, so I'm like, you know, fucking when I just talk on this radio or my Striker, you know, 99% of the time, I'm like, all right, you know, what else can I do here? Antennas, you know. And chances are I'm going to swap it with somebody that's going to help somebody else set up a new system, you know, towers, antennas, fucking, you know, that kind of shit, you know, like all that is like, ooh, yeah, what else can I try? Like I actually have no particular hard-on for trying new radios. I don't care if I run the same radio, but I'll be damned if I don't want to swap out antennas this summer for something else just because, you know, fuck it, it's fun.
Oh, yeah, I've actually enjoyed watching your progress to see what you do and how much difference it makes. And you're right, most of it didn't make a very little difference. It's kind of funny how that went. Although, I think your directional antenna definitely made a difference.
I would have to say this beam, you know, and it's funny because I know I heard Radio Man earlier, and a lot of people tonight talking about maybe possibly putting up beams. And I got people on my TikToks that are in there all the time that are all about, man, I gotta put up a beam for Skip. I gotta put up a beam for Skip. I don't use my beam to talk Skip. I mean, I do, but not often. I'll talk on my Omni all day long for Skip. My beam has been, you know, absolutely amazing for those long-distance local contacts. Now, don't get me wrong, they're a pain in the ass. I wouldn't have one as my only antenna anymore. I don't run it very often still, but I'm not getting out to that fucking 80-mile, 100-mile mark with my Omni. But with my beam, I've made since I put that up, whatever it's been, 2 months now, month and a half, I have made the longest contacts I've ever made. And I know I hear people all the time, oh, I talk 100, 125 miles every day. I fucking call bullshit because I know my location and I know what I'm running over here, and I have never talked 125 miles. I never talked over 100 miles until I got up this monster 6-element beam running a 16-pill, so at a high elevation on top of a tower. So somebody talking 125 miles with an Amtron, I call complete bullshit, but hey, either way.
Unless you were up somewhere like, you know, Cobra or something, up on a big mountain maybe?
He probably, you know, I mean, I don't even know if he's gotten, besides some bits and pieces, but yeah, I mean, you know, he definitely will get that 100-mile mark, but you're on a big hill, he's got a 70-foot tower with an IMAX on top, you know, I mean, yeah, it's up there.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to have shit set up quite well, exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I am thoroughly impressed with that antenna. If I spin it towards somebody, it is definitely a top-notch signal, the best I've ever given people, which is to be expected. But then again, if I want to give Swiper a fucking 15 or a 20, now I'm giving, you know, Fixit can't even hear me over the static, you know, so do I live with being a few dB less so both of them can hear me really well? You know, it all depends on the circumstance. But if I'm talking like person to person, yeah, it's absolutely amazing to spin it when you're talking one person or a general direction. But, you know, this thing is I like the 4 elements that people are talking about because those you don't have to turn as much. Those have a wider bandwidth and wider, you know, path out the front. So so it doesn't matter. This thing, 2 degrees, 5 degrees, it's making a big difference.
Yeah, I would kind of like that, to be honest with you, because especially if you can home raid in on somebody, man, woo! Especially with that 16-pill hammer down. Fuck yeah.
Oh, it definitely does. You know, like I said, 2-3 degrees can make all the difference. I can see, because I need a new rotor. That is one thing I need to, you know, do some wheeling, dealing, buy, whatever. But yeah, I can see if it's swaying a little bit in the wind, because it's that fucking close and that temperamental to how on somebody you're gonna be. And it's not a huge difference, but I can see somebody go up and down 5 dB with a little bit of wind out there.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty tight. That's awesome if you think about it, though, really, you know.
I mean, it depends on the situation, but it is, you know, and like, I can definitely pinpoint, you know, a lot down with it. And like I said, I love it, you know. I don't use it often still. I actually like the looks of it more than I even like operating it. Like, I pull in my yard, I get out, and I just stare up at that antenna, and I get a chubby. I love the looks of the Moonrakers. I love the 6-element with all the cross bracing in there. There's just, there's something that, yeah, it gives me a chubby, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's a freaking badass antenna, too, dude. They really are, man. That's a big boy antenna right there, for sure.
Audio.
Straight out of the 70s, you know, and it's just old school. I may, if I'm still living here this summer, you know, like I said, that's kind of been a talking point of mine, so I don't know where I'm going to be with that, but you know, if I'm living here for another winter or two, I might put up my stretched 8 again, you know. I still have it. I got to repair the boom. When me and Swiper dropped it, the boom, but whatever. It's a 3-inch double-walled aluminum boom, 50-foot long boom, 8-element beam, or 52-foot long, whatever it is. And that thing was fucking absolutely phenomenal, you know. And yeah, I thought about putting that back up.
That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
177, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man, when I had that up in Auburn, that thing was a monster. Especially if I fix my flat side beams that are out back, you know, those things work amazing. They're not very high. Shooting DX, them stacked 5s I got are fucking phenomenal. But yeah, you know, I gotta fix one of the antennas, and I don't know if I'm gonna put them back up once I pull them down. So I don't know. I gotta look into that. But yeah, you know, I mean, I don't need the Moonraker for the horizontal if I have that working properly. So you know, I looked at it for a year. It looks good. Maybe go back to the big old 8 because that thing was a monster. But even more directional than this fucking 6, that's for sure.
Which is alright if you got multiple antennas, because then at least you got a, you know, other, if you want to talk local, you just use your Omni, but if you want to pinpoint somebody, or somebody's being a pain in the ass out there off to one side, you can get right rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to find a big telescoping tower. Don't get me wrong. Love to find like a 72-footer or something, but it just ain't in the cards, or I haven't seen one, or can't afford one, or whatever the case is. But if I could find enough Rome 25, and that's the thing, like I've given away fucking 100 feet of Rome 25 over the last 3 years. And now I'm like, fuck, I wish I had all that, because, you know, and I just acquired 2 more sections, last fall, but, you know, I'm going to start building up, because I got my Omni that I'm on right now is up in the pine tree, but it slipped down, and I'm getting too old for that shit. So I'm really thinking if I can find or build a hazer and put up like 100 feet of Rome tower, I'm all about it. Just to put an Omni up. No big beam or anything like that. I want to fucking jack an Omni up stupid high and see what kind of reception I can get on that thing.
Or just anything. If you got a hazer, you can put whatever you wanted to on the thing, you know?
Yeah, once I get over like 50 or 60 feet though, man, those big antennas, a lot of wind, you know, like, even my Moonraker They say most of these antennas can withstand 100-mile-an-hour winds, but I don't know, man. That's getting rough, you know. If I can throw an IMAX up or a Mr. Coily or my Colossal whatever, you know, the biggest, tallest Omni I can get that's rugged, throw it up like fucking 100 feet to the base, man, I just have to imagine the receive is going to be amazing. I mean, you know, what it's all about. How can I receive more? You know, Skip's going to be going away after this summer. You know, we're going to have several years of dead spell. So how can I hear more people? And I can buy a bigger amp. Well, I can't. My wife said I couldn't. But, you know, I can get rid of shit and buy a bigger amp to get out further. But that does me no good to receive further.
I was saying that guy that I got Donkey from there, he's got that tower. If you could ever get him to answer you, he wants like $1,500 for it. It's 4 sections. It works off like car starter motor type deal. It's automatic up, down, and tilt.
I don't know who we're talking about. You know, if I knew, I'd be trying to get a hold of the guy. Because that I would swing, no problem. Because there was one out there, a 72-footer that had the winch for up and down and the drop over a few years back, and I think it was right about $1,500. You know, and I was like, fuck, I kind of hemmed and hawed, and now I kind of wish I would have gotten it. You know, but I just don't see many of them locally. I see some good deals on them. Oh, fucking west, you know, or go out towards like Colorado, California, but I don't even see them up and down the East Coast very often. They just get snagged up locally.
Yeah, I'll find his information and send it to you online there. Mike, I think it's Mike Weber is his name.
Roger. I mean, I do kind of keep a little bit of an eye on like Marketplace just for that, you know what I mean? But hey, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily need one, that's for damn sure, you know, but it would be cool.
Yeah, it's probably the same ad, but he had a pretty good size radio collection he was selling, and Donkey that I got there, that's where that came from, same guy.
Roger. Yeah, I can't believe DX is still in there. That's amazing.
Skip was coming in like a bastard earlier.
I still hear a little bit, but yeah, it definitely kind of fell on its face.
Yeah, still around 5, 6 o'clock it was coming in.
Really? Damn, I didn't hear much on my way home from work. I was standing around a little bit. I mean, I did hear some up here on sideband, but yeah, it was quieter than once you hit that 5, 6 o'clock mark, it's already been dark for fucking an hour or two.
Yeah, I wasn't doing much talking. I was just kind of listening.
Yeah. You actually trying to talk and be useful, or are you just trying to be, yeah?
Who was that? I didn't hear him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Somebody fucking around.
No, he was saying a low radio, but he's definitely low or high or something.
Well, that was definitely Skipland out there.
Yeah, that one was in Knoxville, Tennessee, Roger. I think you said 25 or 45 out of Knoxville, Tennessee, but you're definitely working up here around the state of Maine, my friend. So we were trying to talk to you, but you didn't seem to want to talk back. You're definitely off frequency. Don't know what you're doing, but just keying up and saying hello radio is not being conducive to talking, I guess.
I caught out of that was Green State 45 or something like that. Tenth floor in the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. They got 476, State of Maine, waving in. Wow, 18 degrees. You guys must be freezing your asses off. It's about 36, 32 degrees up here in the state of Maine. We're usually colder than that.
Oh, these gibbers starting to roll back in. I receive off that bat. Everybody, the skip sounds a little off frequency to me.
It's the cold weather that's got everybody off frequency.
Oh, you got a screwdriver up here in Maine. It sounded like there was a lot of off-frequency stations way down in there starting to roll in.
Screwdriver in Maine, 196, Kentucky waiting.
And we're on to Kentucky. It was a little rough and tough. I think you said 29.6 or something like that. But, yes, you're coming in. You were actually on frequency. It was just starting to get a little rough and tough in there.
Yeah, 10-4, screwdriver, we 96, Bowden Reach
Kentucky. Appreciate you coming back, 73.